In Matthew chapter 22, Jesus is asked, "What is the greatest commandment?" He responds, and he says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it: love your neighbor as yourself." All the law and prophets depend on these two commandments. Now, when I read this, I began to think about the Ten Commandments. Although these are not from the Ten Commandments, these are actually from the Shema, part of the Shema, Deuteronomy chapter 6, and Leviticus 19:18. But I began to think about this, looking at the Ten Commandments through this lens. And as I was looking over the Ten Commandments, I realized that as a Christian, as somebody who's been born again, and I have the Holy Spirit in me who has sanctified me over a number of years, that I don't see the commandments as strange or unusual, but rather second nature. There's nothing in the commandments that I want to or even have a desire to disobey. Naturally within me, because of the Holy Spirit, because of the working of Christ in my life, and because I spend time in prayer and reading and studying the Bible with the Lord, naturally these things are just fulfilled. It's not even something I have to think about or worry about. And God said that He would do that. He would write the law in our hearts. And so, as Christians, if we're sanctified and the law is written on our hearts and the Ten Commandments are second nature to us, then what is it like for those who are not doing this, who are not loving the Lord their God with all their heart, with all their soul, with all their mind? Because everything else is downstream from that. If you're loving the Lord in that way, then fulfilling the commandments becomes second nature. You are a transformed being. You're a new creation. So, and I look at it from before I was a believer, and I would see the Ten Commandments, and I actually found offense in them. I would read them, and I would always question everything about it, like, you shall have no other gods before me. And I would think about, oh, well, what about all the religions in the world? And take up an offense in my heart. Um, the Sabbath day, even, I would take up an offense in my heart about that. Why should you have to do something like that? Why should you just have some religious day out of the week? As far as like adultery or theft, all those things are justified in my heart before I was a believer. And so there was offense as I looked through those. So my question is this: in light of the fact that from what I understand, we're going to start seeing the Ten Commandments displayed again in public schools and in public governmental buildings around the country. Is it even possible for someone to fulfill the commands if they don't love God? I would say no. So, as Christians, how can we prepare ourselves to talk to the people who are offended by those commands? How can we show them the wisdom in it? And how can we use those commands to show the wisdom and the love of Christ? All right. Well, that's it. That's my question. Thanks. If anybody watched this, thanks for watching it. Have a great day.